Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're talking tyres. In enduro, tyre choice is really important, but what a lot of people don't realise is that we have to actually change the tyres ourselves. So at the end of every race day we've got 15 minutes to change a front tyre and a rear tyre. Now that might seem like a lot of time to you guys, but trust me, in that situation it really isn't. After a lot of years learning, today I thought I'd give you a bit of a tutorial on how to change a tyre quickly and efficiently to help you guys hopefully in the future. And at the end of the video we'll do a bit of a challenge and see how quickly we can change a tyre. So let's get into it. So let's get on the moose changer. Put it on sprocket side down. If ever you slip with a tyre lever, you won't catch your fingers on the edge of the sprocket. Yeah, the disc is sharp, but not as sharp as the sprocket, trust me. I like to put the rim lock at the 9 o'clock position, so that's over there. So when you're pressing down here, I'll put my levers in like this, and that's always opposite the rim lock. So when I put off, I'll show you now, but it'll be a lot easier. Push the tyre down just to get it off the rim. First one in. You want to put them in about 2 inches apart, just because if you put them any wider than that, when you pull the tyre off, it'll just be so hard. So obviously your tyre is fit to a rim. Get the last one in. Oh, that was flat out. Right, so now go opposite your tyre levers, but notice how the rim lock's there out the way. If you didn't do that at the start, you never know, that could be like here or somewhere, and you wouldn't actually be able to push the moose down off the rim. So if you leave it there, it's always out the way. Now push the tyre down, and there we go. 1, 2, nice and easy. So leave your levers in. I like to do it just because I don't like scratching a rim. Leave them in like that. If you get onto the wheel, this obviously helps stopping the wheel from pulling up off the moose changer, and you just pull the tyre up a little bit, give a nice space to get them levers out without scratching your nice new rim on your new bike. And if you want, what we do in a race, if you're in a rush, we just do the whole tyre like that, and it's so much quicker. So you do that, get the tyre turned over, put it back on. Now this side, remember what I said about the sprocket, watch your fingers because it'll really hurt. So you just push it off the rim. And now you've got to get it so the rim lock is right where the arm is. You just want to put it a bit offset, so obviously you don't push down on it. Alright, now you want to push this off, and if you can, hold it down with your opposite hand. And you see how it's starting to come off, and now it's gripped. And you're halfway there now. Get it off, all the way around. Get it back to the rim lock, you see it's back there. Simple, you just got to push it off, and Bob's your uncle. So guys, that's it. So you want to get the wheel off, put that to one side, use that after. Get the tyre off, and now we're going to change the moose. But first, what you're going to need is some moose lube, that's really important, and an angled paintbrush, or any kind of paintbrush, but they're really good for this. So what you want to do is get your tyre, and you actually want to lube all inside the tyre. Now don't lube the moose. It's a mistake I've made in the past. You'll lube all the moose really nice. Not only will you get it all over your hands, but when you put it in a tyre, because the tyre is obviously tight inside, it'll just squish it all off. So the best way to do it is put it first in a tyre, fill all that all up the sides, make sure it's all really nice and lubed, and get your new moose in, and we'll get it on the wheel. So guys, getting the moose out, what you want to do is get yourself a tyre lever, put that down the side of the moose, go under around the bottom of the tyre, and you see it poking out the other side. If you just pull that up, makes it nice and easy. So pull the moose out. This is actually a standard enduro moose. We use these 100% of the time, you know. For enduro, they're perfect. So what you want to do is get your nicely lubed new tyre. Now what I like to do is crouch down and actually just push down on the top of the tyre, and you can see the opening of the tyre. It just makes it so much easier to put in. You push down, as soon as that first bit's in, you're away. Keep pushing down, nice and slowly. You want to make sure it's in nice and good, because obviously this is really important. Keep pushing it in. Right, now the last little bit, you just want to make sure the top of the moose, obviously you've moosed all the tyre up, it's all perfect. You just want to make sure the top of the moose is nicely lubed, but don't put too much on, because obviously when you put it on the wheel, it'll just come off again. So just give it a nice little brush round, make sure it's nicely lubed. Try not to get it on the bead of the tyre though, because obviously it'll help the tyre to slip when you're riding it, you know. So you want that to be nice and dry and grippy onto the rim. Just make sure it's nice and lubed on the moves. Good to go. So you want to put the wheel on the moose changer. Like I said before, put a sprocket side down, because if ever you slip with a lever, you'll absolutely wreck your hands. So you want to put, I like to put the rim lock over this side, like almost opposite the bar. So whenever I'm putting the tyre on, like my face isn't like in there if ever I slip or anything like that. So you want to get the tyre. Don't make a mistake we've just made and put it on backwards. Get it on here. You want to hook the tyre back onto like the rim lock and push it in there nice and tight. So you can push it on mostly with your hands. And then after you want to do, put your tyre levers in, but don't lever it off the brake disc if you can help it. I know sometimes like you've got to, you know, but if you can help it, try not to lever off the brake disc, because if you bend it, then that's obviously a disaster. So there's 2 points which the tyre's actually on the rim now. So I've got the one in the tyre lever, the other one you want to actually have your foot on to stop it from slipping off when you put tension on it. So you do it like that, nice and small, like when you were taking it off. There's no rush. There you go. One more and it should be on. There. And there she goes. So I like to do the rim lock last. Now this isn't the only way of doing it, there's a few ways of doing it, but that's just the way I like to do it. So I normally start with the rim lock slightly this side, because I go in a clockwise way of putting the tyre on. So I'll hook this just to that side of the rim lock. Hook down to there, that's my starting point. And you see how the rim lock's left to last? So that'll be the last thing I put onto a tyre. So start from here, nice and small, you don't need to rush. Because if ever you go too big, not only will it be a lot harder, but you've actually got a high chance of breaking the bead. And if next time you go riding, it'll come off a tyre and just be a disaster. So nice and small like this, keep it going round. And when you get to about here, you can see how this bit's really tight, because obviously the tyre is sized to fit the rim. So you imagine you're trying to put it over how big it is. So you want to try and push down with your foot, and you see how it goes into the rim a little bit. So look, back off, ready to pull it on. One more. And you can see how the tyre's actually gone into the rim. And that's off the bead now. So it just gives you a bit more space over here to be able to put it on the rim. Okay. Last little bit, remember we left the rim lock out. You want to just lift the wheel up a little bit, put your tyre lever down, pull that back to give you space for your tyre to go underneath it, and then simply push that down, put your lever out, and that is your tyre on your wheel. So guys, let's get the wheel back on the bike so we can get riding as soon as possible when isolation is over. So you want to start, put your disc in your pads, that's your first thing. Then I like to put the spacer down the right hand side there, down and left, you'll hear it click, there you go. Then get your wheel axle straight through, then you want to leave it hanging out about 1 inch, and that gives you a bit of space to pull the chain on. So you hook the chain on the bottom, spin the wheel, easy top. Then you want to make sure all this is lined up, straight through. If you've got a gecko part, nothing will move. Tighten your wheel nut up. Now, what you want to do before you tighten the wheel is actually get like a little piece of rag or a bit of tissue, or like I've got an old glove. Put that underneath the chain, between the chain and the sprocket. You pull it nice and tight, and you'll feel the wheel push forward on tension. Get your 27mm spanner. That's for a beater. Tighten that up. If you're anything like my mechanic in Italy, Tacchini, you'll do this about 2,000 Newton meters just so it doesn't come off ever. Don't forget to take your gloves out. And then one more thing. I know all you guys forgot the rim lock. Everyone forgets it, but if you don't want the tyre to come off or spin, best do it up. Tighten that up. Nice and tight, because you don't want that wheel to spin, the tyre to spin, which it will do if you don't. Get rid of that. And we're good to go. It's bonus advice, everyone's done it. Rear brake. Have you ever been out riding, you've changed your tyre, it's all good, nice and new. You go out riding, first corner, you go straight on because you haven't got rear brake. Do not forget to pump up your rear brake. Nice, there you go. And we're ready to go riding. So guys, I promised you at the start of the video, it's challenge time. I'm going to see how quick I can change a tyre using a technique I've just shown you. But I want you guys to do the same. So let me know in the comments, let me know on Instagram, let me know on YouTube what your times are for changing a tyre, and we'll see who wins.
Go.
Don't do what I just did. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next one. See ya!